Hi, I'm the pickleball sheriff in this town. So, do you catch yourself running around the court attempting to cover more of the court than you should? At the end of a game, do you plop in your chair a sweaty mess and out of breath? It's likely that the results of the game didn't go as you desired despite all your efforts. This video will address this issue by introducing basic court positioning. And by the way, I'll be watching to see how you do. Mayor Mike is here to help us.
Hi everyone. I'm Mayor Mike. The sheriff has asked me to talk about some pickleball basics. So, let's do it. Some thoughts to consider. First, trust your partner. Assume your partner will hit the ball. Be sure to encourage one another. Second, you can't cover the entire court. If you dart over and hit a shot that could have been more easily hit by your partner, it's likely you'll be out of position and your next shot will be more difficult. Hey Sheriff. It's sorta like dodging bullets, eh? That's pretty hard to do. Hitting a shot that isn't normally yours can surprise your opponent, but only do it for shots that have a high percentage of success. We'll discuss poaching in another video since the sheriff knows about poachers of all sorts. The start of a point is a good time to explain beginning court position. At the start of each point, the goal of both the serving team and receiving team is to get to the kitchen line. Once at the kitchen, both teams have equal advantage to win the point. Let's talk about the serving team first. You and your partner are at the baseline. You serve the ball deep. The receivers of the opposing team are forced to stay at the back of the court. Serving deep is key. A deep serve gives you time to position yourself for your next shot and makes it harder for your opponents to return the ball. Next, you and your partner don't rush to the kitchen line. Be smart. Stay back and watch your opponent's return so you can determine what your next shot should be. If the shot is deep, the next shot would be a third shot drop. If the return of serve is short, then you can either decide to drop or drive it. For a drop shot, you hit the ball using an arc into your opponent's kitchen so it's unattackable. This forces your opponent to return a soft, underhand shot. This will set you up for a fifth shot drop, allowing you and your partner to work your way to the kitchen. You and your partner may need to hit 2 or 3 drop shots before you reach the kitchen. That's okay. The key is to keep the ball low over the net and inch up together until you reach the kitchen line. Before discussing the goals of the receiving team, let's review the objectives of the serving team. First, serve deep into the opponent's court. If the return of serve is short, consider driving the ball back at your opponent. If the return of serve is deep, do a third shot drop. Arc the ball into the opponent's kitchen, making it unattackable. Next, you and your partner move together toward the kitchen line. Lastly, repeat the drop shot as needed until you and your partner arrive at the kitchen line. Let's talk about the receiving team. When returning the serve, your goal is to return the ball deep to your opponent. Just like serving the ball deep is key, returning a serve deep into your opponent's court is also key. There are 2 goals for the receiving team. The first goal is for the player receiving the serve to get to the kitchen line. A deep return of serve allows enough time for you to do that. The second goal is to keep the serving team from getting to the kitchen line. Keep the serving team back as long as you can. Make them do those drop shots. As play progresses and if the serving team makes it to the kitchen line, the game changes to a dink game. However, before looking at dink strategy, we need to discuss lateral movement on the court. After all, the ball doesn't always land in front of you, right? What do you do if the ball is to the left or right of you? Do you hit the ball or does your partner hit it? We'll discuss lateral movement on the court in our next video. Let's review the receiving team goals. Return the serve deep into your opponent's court. Get to the kitchen line as soon as possible. Keep the serving team back. Now, let's get out there and play some pickleball. Remember, the sheriff is in town. He's got his eye on those drop shots.